you again on the About the World channel. How are you? I hope you are always in good health. Get to know the teeth-cutting ceremony in Bali. Apart from tourist attractions, the main attraction of Bali Island is the strong culture that is still maintained by its people. Even though Bali has developed, the traditions and culture passed down from our ancestors must still be maintained. One of the unique traditions in Bali is the Metatah tradition. The Metatah tradition is a unique tradition of cutting teeth which may sound foreign and strange to people outside Bali. However, the Metatah tradition has many meanings and noble hopes for the people who carry it out. What is the Metatah tradition? The Metatah tradition is a tooth-cutting ceremony carried out by Hindus in Bali. Usually it is also called the mepandes or mesaji tradition. This tradition must be followed by all Balinese people, both men and women who have reached adolescence. Just thinking about it makes us feel sick, but the aim of this tradition is not to hurt. But it contains good meanings to erase bad qualities in a person. However, this does not mean that after cutting one's teeth the person's character changes for the better. This comes back to each individual. History of the Metatah tradition. The Metatah tradition has been carried out by the Balinese people for a long time and has been a cultural heritage passed down from generation to generation. Metatah comes from the word tata, which means chisel in Balinese. So, the teeth are not actually cut, but are scraped using a certain technique. This ritual is carried out by scraping 6 teeth. The implementation of this ceremony is closely related to yajna as it is symbolically carried out by teenagers who have grown up or people who are ready to get married. People who are ready to undergo the Metatah tradition are usually marked by a change in voice, in men, and menstruation, in women. The purpose of the Metatah tradition in Bali. The purpose of the Metatah ceremony is as a symbol to cleanse one's anger and greed. Balinese people believe that there are 6 types of bad actions in humans, sad ripu, namely kama, lust, lobha, greed, mada, drunkenness, moha, confusion, krodha, anger, and matsarya, envy. These ugly qualities are also considered enemies of humans themselves. Therefore, this ugly trait needs to be conquered so that it does not interfere with the lives of other humans. One way to conquer these bad qualities is to cut your teeth. There are 6 teeth that are scraped as a symbol of sad ripu, namely 4 incisors and 2 canine teeth. The Metatah tradition also contains 4 educational concepts, namely 1. Spiritual education. In the spiritual concept, humans who are pure will more easily connect with Sang Hyang Widi and their ancestors. Later, the person will immediately meet their ancestors when they die. 2. Cultural education. The Metatah tradition is a tradition that has existed for a long time and has been passed down from generation to generation. Even though Bali is now more modern, the current generation still has to maintain this tradition to preserve Balinese culture. 3. Ethical values. The implementation of the Metatah ceremony prioritizes ethics and obedience. The ceremony process must be peaceful, harmonious, and serene. This is of course in line with the concept taught by Hinduism regarding the 3 main elements in carrying out ceremonies, namely yajna, tattva, and morals. 4. Social value of mutual cooperation. The Metatah ceremony cannot be carried out properly without the help of the Tri-Mangala Yajna, namely Yajamana, Sarati, and Pandita. In making this ceremony a success, everyone is dependent on each other. It requires cooperation from the owner of the ceremony, Sarati, as well as the leader of the ceremony, Pandita. So, this ceremony can increase solidarity between people. Procedures for cutting teeth in the Metatah tradition. The Metatah or tooth-cutting ceremony is carried out in the morning after sunrise. However, some areas in Bali perform this ceremony at dawn before the sun rises. The day before, participants will perform a mekakeb or mepinjit ceremony. They are prohibited from leaving the house. The Metatah ceremony begins with cleansing oneself. Then, participants eat the offerings located under the bale, where the Metatah ceremony takes place. The purpose of accepting offerings is none other than to gain the power of Sang Hyang Widi. Once on the bale, the new tooth-cutting process is carried out. Teeth cutting in the Metatah ceremony is carried out by filing the 2 canine teeth and the 4 upper jaw teeth. This process must be carried out carefully. After tooth engraving, participants were asked to taste 6 tastes, starting with bitter, sour, spicy, astringent, salty and sweet. Every taste has a meaning. Bitter, a symbol of fortitude; spicy, a symbol of patience; astringent, a symbol of obedience; sweet, a symbol of happiness; and salty, a symbol of wisdom. After cutting their teeth, participants were asked to rinse their mouths. Then, the water used to gargle is thrown into an ivory head and planted behind the family prayer place. The purpose of planting water used from mouthwash is to unite with the ancestors. Taboos of the Metatah people. Even though everyone can participate, both men and women, it is forbidden for women who are pregnant to cut their teeth. Balinese people believe that the fetus carried by a woman is a sacred soul. Meanwhile, the aim of the Metatah tradition itself is to purify impure individuals. So, now you know why Balinese people have a tradition of cutting their teeth. Even though it sounds unusual, that is what makes the island of Bali unique. So that's our video this time. Hopefully it's useful for all of you. Finally, I'll say goodbye. See you in the next video. Thank you.